By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 11th Region Basketball Tournament here at Lexington Christian Academy. Gary Ball with Darren Douglas, and also William Warfield, the King of Stream. We've got a full tilt of cast tonight. We got two cameramen, and this is a big game with Woodford County Yellow Jackets coming in with that outstanding record of 20 wins on the season, 10 losses. LCA comes in 22 wins, 10 losses. They're led by Kyle Road, the all-everything, a Mr. Basketball candidate, finalist for Mr. Basketball in the state of Kentucky. And Woodford County, they're led in scoring by Brandon Cromwell, but Darren Douglas, you know they've been getting it from a lot of different sources this year.
Well, and that's the neat thing about this Woodford County team. We've talked about it at length, you and I, off the air, and times we've been together. They share the basketball. I mean, there's 7 guys that score between 13.6 points a game all the way down to 7 points a game. They don't care who scores. One night one can go for 28. The next night somebody can go for 25, a totally different player. So I think our viewers out there will like to watch this team, especially if they like old-style basketball.
Old-style basketball says it best. I think this is a throwback team. This team reminds me of Hoosiers. You know, a team like that, they pass the ball well. They play really good defense. They play team basketball. LCA, they rely mainly on Kyle Road to do most of their grunt work. He's the leading rebounder. He's only rebounder, averaging about 10 rebounds a game. Everybody else is below about 5. You got Will Hacker from the outside. If he's hitting threes, he can be a load for anybody to handle. And you've also got Pierce Dalton, and you've got Will Hacker. I think Will Hacker might be a key to this game if he's hitting threes from the outside. That softens things up down in the low post for this LCA team quite a bit.
Well, that's an anybody, really. If anybody's shooting the ball well from the outside, it will loosen up the lane and allow your star player, if he is a post player, to go to work inside the painted area. Road averaging 23 a game, 9.6 rebounds a ball game. That in itself are staggering numbers. But the other staggering number is, you think about all the great players who have played in Lexington, Kentucky over the years.
Yeah.
He is now the all-time leading scorer for everybody in Lexington.
Yeah, I mean, he passed Darnell Burton. He passed Tavion Hollingsworth. Those are the two Dunbar standouts that come to mind to me. But, you look at James Lee, Jack Givens over the years, Ted Hunley. I mean,
Anthony Jackson, also part of that team over at Bryan Station.
I played against him.
Yeah, you have all those guys. Then you have over the Henry Clay. You got the Roy Moments, the Jeff Blandons, the Steve Millers, Tate's Creek with Darren Horn, Mark Stewart, Chris O'Brien, who's the Frankfurt head coach now. I mean,
not to forget Lafayette with
George Adams.
Junior Johnson and
Derek
Minifield, all those guys.
Yep. Tony Wilson, he listens to us, so I'm going to Give TWA a little holler out there.
I knew we were going to Tony, but
I got to. I mean, he gives me a hard time when I don't mention him on broadcast because he listens to us faithfully when he's not coaching himself. But you know, you look at, and then of course you got all these other guys that have come through. You know, Vince Sanford and all these guys. Then you can't forget the guys at Lexington Catholic over the years. You know, it's just been amazing.
Yeah, Demetrius Green, the Novacels, and all those guys. Yeah. So you're right, some great players. And now Kyle Road is the all-time leading scorer in the Lexington area, all-time leading scorer. I think he's like 2,500, something like that.
Yeah,
it's 2,500.
It's ridiculous when you look at the numbers he's put up, and you know, and the kid is the same way he was day one when he walked on the floor of a varsity floor in a varsity uniform.
8th grader.
I
remember he was an 8th grader. He wasn't put together like any average 8th grader.
No, he wasn't.
He was put together well. They list him at 6'7" now.
He's more, what, 6'5" then?
6'4", 6'5", and had a good body as far as 190 pounds as an 8th grader. So he's a solid player. He'll play his ball at Liberty University. That's a team that's having a good season this year.
Having a really good year over there. I think they're out of the Trans-America Conference, I think is where they're at.
I think they have 20-some wins this year. So it is going to be LCA on their home floor. That's right. This year, the Eastern Kentucky University over in Richmond could not accommodate the teams with all the dates they needed, but they can accommodate the semifinals Wednesday night over there at Eastern. They can't accommodate Saturday. We'll have the championship of the 11th region Friday night. Then the girls' semifinals will be Sunday, championship Tuesday night, all that at Eastern. But because of some conflicts with Eastern Kentucky, they will not be playing the first round of the 11th region.
Well, and you know what, though, of all years to really do this, this is a really good year to do this because all 8 teams, Scott County still might be the favorite, okay? But of all 8 teams, they all have a shot at winning this thing. I mean, this is how deep this 11th region is this year, and it's solid from top to bottom. You got great teams all over the place.
The winner of this game will play the winner of the Henry Clay Madison Southern game. That's going on tonight over at Henry Clay High School. That's where we were all of last week with the 42nd District, and the Henry Clay put together a great tournament. They ran a great tournament. They did a great job running the show over there. We enjoyed it, but they play Southern tonight, and we just happen to think that Woodford County and LCA would be a much better ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing against Southern.
No, nothing against that game over there, but, like I said, it's going to be, these 4 games are going to be really interesting to follow tonight. We do know that Scott County Madison Central game, yes, that is a first-round matchup this year, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But that game was moved up a half an hour from the rest of the games because I think there's a game over at EKU tonight, and they didn't want downtown being all kinds of crazy at the same time. So we'll be hopefully keeping fans updated on those other 3 games as well. But you know what? I'm looking forward to this tournament. We look forward to it every year, Gary, but I am really looking forward to this because we say it about every year. There's about every 2 or 3 years it's balanced. We can really say it's balanced this year.
Oh, yeah, it's balanced every year. But this year, I would say from 1 through 8, there is more parity as far as every team is almost ranked, except Madison Southern. I know Henry Clay, the poll came out today, the Dave Cantrell Herald Leader. That's the poll I look at because Dave Cantrell takes everything into consideration.
Right.
Strength of schedule, where you played, wins, everything, your opponent and everything. And he has right now, he has Scott County barely number 1 over Henry Clay number 2. That's probably where they belong. I mean, Henry Clay can say, hey, we beat them Friday night. We belong at number 1. But don't forget, Scott County beat you twice.
Right, and then you got Madison Central, who struggled this year, unaccustomed to the up and down play.
But
still dangerous.
With the strength of schedule, they're still ranked in the top 10 in the state of Kentucky because of their strength of schedule.
That was my point. They're still ranked. You got Frankfort High's ranked
27 and 5,
and you got Woodford County ranked. So, I mean, we just reeled off 6 of the 8 teams right there.
Exactly. We'll have the starting lineups from the public address announcer here tonight at Lexington Christian. Also, we'll have the national anthem. We'll be into 11th region basketball. It's Lexington Christian Academy, the Eagles against the Jackets of Woodford County. He's Darren Douglas. I'm Gary Ball, and the King of Stream, William Warfield. We'll be back after this timeout with the starting lineups and also the tip of the 11th region tournament at LCA.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims & Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims & Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. 859-CALL-ASK. In Lexington and now in London.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Whether you're older
or younger,
or maybe even somewhere in between,
we've got that perfect smile with Invisalign that'll last a lifetime for you.
for you.
For you.
Did you know in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 3, Brandon Cromwell. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 13, Anthony Tabor. At guard, a 6' senior, number 22, Ben Nash. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 24, Corey George. And at forward, a 6'3" sophomore, number 30, Hunter Penn. The Yellow Jackets are coached by Ryan Wilson. Now let's meet the LCA Eagles. At forward, a 6'1" senior, 0, Matthew Johnson. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 1, Baylor Brown. At guard, a 6' senior, number 2, Pierce Dalton. At the forward, a 6'3" senior number 12, Will Hacker. And the guard, a 6'7" senior number 22, Kyle Rowe. The Eagles are coached by Nate Valentine. The Kentucky High School Athletic Association requires officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. High school athletics emphasize positive values, and all parties have worked hard to create a sense of teamwork, respect, and responsibility. We remind you that officials expect good behavior and will quickly penalize misconduct. We encourage and appreciate your help. Let this competition reflect mutual respect and all.
Fantasia Farm is our sponsor tonight. They offer summer camps, birthday parties, and more on over 30 acres in Lexington. Register for camp before and after the region tournament for $50 discount. That's Fantasia Farm. It'll be Cal Rowe jumping up against Penn for Woodford County. Woodford County in the yellow. Tap is up. It's controlled in backcourt by Dalton. Dalton working across against Woodford County's Penn. Give it over on the left side. They come back over to Brown. Down low they go to Kyle Rowe. Double team cutting through. Landed up and in. Basket counts there for Brown.
Nice cut by Brown. Going back door.
Good backdoor cut. Working across is Anthony Tabor.
2-3 zone from LCA.
Yeah. Looking at the zone. Give it over to Tabor from Corey George. Back over comes Hunter Penn, and they give it back to George. Down low to Penn. He's open, won't take it. Look at it. Boy, that zone is packed in there, Darren.
Yeah, they're trying to cut down on that backdoor cutting from the Jackets.
Cromwell gives it to Corey George. A little baby jumper. Rolls in.
If he can hit that shot, it makes him Woodford County that much more dangerous because he's able to create his shot in the mid-post.
2-2. We're tied here in the first minute. Comes over to Kyle Rowe, right side free throw line extended out top to Brown. Brown holds the ball, back over to right side to Johnson. Matthew to the basket, cuts it back over to left side, and there's a three-pointer knocked down by Brown. He's got a backdoor cut for a lay-in, and now a three-pointer. Good start for Baylor Brown.
Yeah, interesting that Woodford County's played this amoeba-type style matchup zone. They've gone man-to-man to start off.
Diving on the floor after the ball is Brown. What hustle by Brown. 5-2, LCA on top here. Crowd really on top of us, really loud. Brown on the right side trying to go to Rowe, bounces to him, saves it in out front, and they save it. Good effort by Brown. I thought it was a back door, and a shot put up and in by Dalton.
There's a change in the rules. Brown went to the floor to get the ball, came up without dribbling. That used to be a walk back in the day. Now it's not.
They got 2 points out of that.
Yep, good hustle from him, though.
Playing catches Nash out front. They give it now to Cromwell. It's about a 10-footer pulled out of the air by Corey George. Who else? He's got a nose for the basketball.
Yeah, he's averaging about 8 rebounds a ball game.
7-2 here early on. It's the Brown show. He's got 5 points. Good hustle play. In the middle now to Corey George. Back it goes Nash, and that three is off the back of the rim. There's George flying through. Rebounded, though, coming out there with it, Johnson.
Yeah.
Matthew Johnson.
Rhodes was able to get a left hand in there and punch it away from George as he was flying through the air to get it.
Here's Dalton. Works it over to Johnson. Free throw line extended out to Hacker. Hacker comes over to Dalton. They swing it to Kyle Rowe, about a 15-footer off the right side of the iron. Rebounded, coming down with it, Hunter Penn. He had 14 in a game earlier this year, Darren.
Yeah, we did that game, as a matter of fact.
Down low they go to Corey George. Out top Nash lets it fly. Off the mark. He's got to start hitting those. 0 for 2, and he missed that one badly to the right.
Yeah, and that's unusual for him. He shoots it at about 41% from behind the arc on the year.
Right side, and there's a three-pointer off the front of the iron. Won't go for Dalton. Tabor over to Nash, going baseline. Cuts it back now to Cromwell. Cromwell with the left hand in the middle. Little floater, knocks it down. Good move by Cromwell to get in the paint there and find himself open, rise up above everybody and knock it down.
He's adept at floating to his left as he shoots that with the right hand.
Brown to Dalton, trying to lob it, knocked away by Corey George. Tabor with a bust out, and he's going to be fouled on a reach, and the reach will be called on Brown.
Yeah.
Baylor Brown.
Woodford, we say old school basketball, Gary, when everybody thinks half court, some Princeton style backdoor cuts and things like that with on ball screens and things. Woodford will run.
Anthony Tabor set to put it in play. Boy, this LCA crowd's into this game in this regional tournament. Pin down low, loses the ball, diving on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball called. Oh, we got a foul call.
Yeah, that's the one time you'll see that. That's normally not a foul call, but they're going to call a foul on Penn. Said he went through the player to get it, and that's a tough call on Woodford's Penn. Coach Wilson asking the official, that's a tough call on Penn because we've seen it all year, Gary. People do that.
Kyle Rode posting up off glass, rolls it in. Kyle Rode.
Well, that's where he's going to be more effective, I think, because I was watching him warm up, shooting jump shots. He was shooting line drives for some reason in the warm-ups.
Cromwell gets it over now. Come back top to Nash as Corey George was posted up. They gave it to him in a high block. This zone giving Woodford some trouble right now. Tabor angles to the right. Out to Cromwell. And he's going to be fouled on a push. Dalton fouled him.
Now that's a tough foul on Dalton because
it was a good call, though.
Yeah, it was a good call. I mean, you see, how officials are going to call it early in the game, whether they're going to give you that little hand check or not. Right now, we've seen they're not going to give it to him.
Brandon Cromwell, the son of Coach Cromwell that used to be at Henry Clay. Anthony Tabor scissors in between defenders, looks at the zone. Tabor pounds it down out front now with 3:20 to go here. 9-4. In the middle, Corey George. George back over. There's a Nash three-pointer. This one, he got it.
Yeah, it won't, just because he shot the first one was really ugly, that will not deter him.
First two were really ugly.
Yeah.
9-7. Well, when you're a good shooter, you can't let anything like that bother you, Darren. You got to keep firing,
That's
don't
right. You do. And
9-7 on the Nash three-pointer. They bounce to Rode on the low block. Rode looking for cutters. Gets it over to Dalton, left side. Dalton back out to Kyle Rode, top of the elbow. Spinning, and a short shot won't go, but he draws the foul. That's something that Kyle Rode is one of the best in the business of doing, spinning and drawing a personal foul. And that one went, I believe they called that on Corey George. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I had a good look at that. I'm not sure Corey did tap him on the elbow. That's what the official called. Looked like there was a lot of space between them. Rode looked around like, hey, I got a break there.
Kyle missed a free throw.
Yeah,
that's unusual.
That's news, too.
83% on the season, an outstanding free throw shooter.
Well, we have two of the best free throw shooters in the region here tonight, Anthony Tabor and Kyle Rode, both in the 80s.
Rode second one, got it. Nothing but net on that one. 10-7, the lead for the Eagles by 3 over the Jackets. Nash in backcourt in the middle to Corey George, kicks it over the left side, and there's his teammate knocking down a three. That's Miles DeVore. Ashton Miles DeVore just checked into the game and quickly got in on the scoring.
I dubbed him earlier this year, Mr. Offense. As soon as he's open, he's letting it fly.
10-10, we're tied here. Woodford and LCA. Down low, Johnson waits, misses the layup. He waited for the defender to fly by him, but he missed the layup. Tabor working out front. You got Miles DeVore on the left side, clearing out now. It's a man-to-man by LCA, and Zeke Greer's in there on Miles DeVore.
Well, it looks like when Cromwell's is on the bench like he is now, LCA may go man-to-man.
Nash out top, Miles DeVore, a deep three, back of the rim, no. And Zeke Greer comes in and pulls off the rebound for the Eagles. 10-10, a minute 48 to go in the first quarter from the 11th region tournament here at LCA. Kyle Rode, right side, back to Rode, cutting through, off glass, good. He will get the soup and a sandwich. 5 points for Kyle as we look at that again, Darren.
Yeah,
Just cut through, give and go.
Yeah, you can't let him cut. But that's another difference between old school when you and I played, Gary. When the offensive guy leaned in to create the contact, it was a foul back on the offensive guy back in the day. Now it's a defensive guy, and it's really all these changes in the rules over the years.
Kyle
he's just so strong you can't let him get that low though.
He gave it, practically passed that one to himself.
Yeah.
Gave it to the wing, went quickly to the basket, got it back.
Just give and go.
That's what I always say.
Give and go.
Give and go. And the best man to pass the ball back to is the man who just passes to you.
Yeah, and if you cut, without the basketball, you're eventually going to be open. That's what's made Woodford and the LCA this year have such good records.
After a fast start by Baylor Brown, now Kyle Road is picking up the scoring slack with 6 points. Baylor Brown has 5. It's 13-10 with 1:33 to go in the first quarter here at the LCA Gymnasium. The Eagle's Nest, they call it, Darren.
Yep, they've gone back to that man-to-man now, it looks like.
Miles DeVore goes over. I believe that's Alexander. Justin's in there, yeah. Alexander, he's clearing out down low behind Cal Road. Go out top now. They swing it to Corey George looking, and they give it now to Cromwell deep in the corner. Back to Alexander. 1:09 to go. Alexander back to Cromwell. Cromwell into the paint with the left hand up and in. Boy, that's a tough move by Brandon Cromwell. That's why Center College and all these Brainiac schools are looking at this young man.
Maryville, I mean, they're all after him, and he's just a very smart basketball player.
13-12. Road stops and pops good. That's a good stop and pop there for Cal Road, 15-12.
And that was the best jump shot he shot all night, to be honest with you.
8 points, Darren.
Yep.
15-12, down to 36 seconds. Cromwell out top. Gets it back to Corey George. George working, and he runs over top, and we're going to have a blocking foul call. That's going to go on Brown as he ran over top of Brown. And that's the second foul on Brown. So that'll get Pierce Dalton up off the LCA bench.
The crowd didn't like it, but
and Brown will go to that bench.
Brown just was a little late getting his chest over there in front of George, where you can still be moving as long as you're squared up.
You know who hasn't got on track in this first quarter's Hacker. Corey George down low, powers it up, it rolls out, tapped up, no. Alexander's got it, put it up and in. He banked it in, it'll count. He will get the soup, and he'll have the sandwich.
Well, that's what Justin Alexander can do. He'll go in and give you some minutes inside. He'll bang some people around. He's not big, as you can tell, but he's not afraid of contact. He'll go in there and mix it up with you. Here's where he struggles, though, is at the foul line.
He's got 2 points. And a free throw good. He didn't struggle there tonight.
No,
15 all. 15 apiece. 23 seconds. Turned into a good scoring affair. 15 all here. First quarter action here at Lexington Christian Academy. Gary Ball with Darren Douglas and the King of Stream, William Moorfield. Ryan Wilson barking out the defensive strategy for Woodford County. Come over on the right side as they give it up to Tanner Walton. Walton penetrates, looking over Zeke Greer. A long three, off the mark. That looked good from where we were sitting. And we're going to have a check-in when we come back. It'll be Nash when we come back for the second quarter. Well, first quarter, nothing happened. Both were tied 15 all.
Did you expect it to be a blowout either way?
15 all. Woodford County and LCA here on PrepSpin.com, the leading digital network in the state of Kentucky.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Fantasia Farm is our sponsor tonight. They offer summer camps, birthday parties, and more on over 30 acres in Lexington, Kentucky. Register for camp before the end of the region tournament for a $50 discount. Fantasia Farm, proud to sponsor high school 11th region basketball. And Whitaker Bank, Rafferty's Restaurants with a special as you. We've already had 2 soups and sandwiches in that first quarter, didn't we? Well, we're kind of full now, aren't we?
Nah, I'm never full.
I know, that's
with
true.
Rafferty's.
And down low it goes now to Penn, and he kind of dribbled it off his foot. There's a steal by Cromwell, up and in.
Well, that was a bad break for LCA. Road got the rebound.
Great break for Woodford.
But off balance, had to throw it back in. Never throw it underneath your own basket, though, folks.
Woodford to take it. 17-15. They have their first lead of this first half. We're in the second period. Right side it goes now. Over there to Pierce Dalton. Out to Walton, spinning. Gives it now to Dalton. Cal Road on the low block. He can't get it to him. Zeke Greer clears out. Will Hacker getting good defense over there by
DeVore right now.
Yeah, Miles DeVore. Greer gives it to Hacker. Back it comes now to Tanner Walton. Back to Cal Road. Backdoor kick. They're going to call a kick on that.
Yeah.
It's not soccer.
Tell you what, though, I am shocked that Woodford has gotten so adept at playing. It's a 2-3 matchup, but it's an amoeba zone. It just kind of filters to whatever kind of offense the opposing team is running. I'm shocked they're going man-to-man with the LCA. They're doing a really nice job of it.
Cal Road down low, posting up, throws it up short. Rebounded, coming out of there with it. It's Cromwell. Cromwell crossing over to the basket, kicks it in the corner. Miles DeVore, three-pointer off the mark. I tell you, at one point this season, this young man was shooting at about a 52% clip from three.
Yeah. He's fallen off a little bit, but he is still instant offense off the bench for Coach Ryan Wilson.
17-15, the Jackets on top of the Eagles of Lexington Christian. 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Out Cal Road, a long three, and that's off the iron. Rebounded. Boy, what a great rebound by Ashton Miles DeVore.
Yeah.
He cleared that one. Right side, there's Penn. That shot's off the mark, flying through, and that's going to be a foul. It's going to be on Cromwell. He went over the back.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate foul on Cromwell.
Well, he came flying through, went over the back of LCA.
Well, the thing was, Rhodes got the rebound as he came in. He hit Rhodes' arm.
Yeah.
There was a lane there. Unfortunately, Rhodes is daggone big and long. Cromwell goes flying in and runs into the elbow.
Johnson back in, Brown back in. Going out will be Zeke Greer and Walton.
I got a feeling we're going to see a bunch of substitutions on both sides.
And,
both coaches are real good at that.
Justin Alexander in for Woodford, and of course Tabor is in there. Kyle Rowe, left side free throw line extended.
Now Penn has the duty at
Hacker, a long three off the iron, and rebounded coming down with it is Nash. A lot of contact there, but no call.
Letting them play, though, underneath. They like that.
Anthony Tabor goes baseline. He's cut off. Leads good. Pass out to Cromwell. Cromwell into the paint area. Put it up short. Rebounded. That would have put him up by 4. This 2-point lead is the biggest lead that Woodford's had. Remember, early in the game, I think it was like
LCA was up 7-2.
Yeah, to the basket, up and in.
Yeah, they were up
by Brown.
They were up 7-2 to start the game.
That's 7 for Brown. He had 5 early on. He was the biggest reason.
Well, he and Rode actually carried that load in the first quarter for LCA.
Alexander over to Nash. Lets it go from 3. That's off the mark. That's an air ball. And Dalton is going to get it back over to Brown. It comes back to Pierce Dalton. 5:09 to go in the 17-17 all score. Kyle Rhodes spins, free throw line jumper, won't go, and a great rebound by Nash. Nash gives to Tabor. Comes over to Cromwell, down low now goes, turnaround Alexander, got it!
Now he can shoot that mid-range shot. If you get extra offense from Justin Alexander,
you got 5 points.
Yeah, you got to be really worried if you're Nate Valentine.
19-17, Dalton thought about it. Hacker's open to get him the ball. He probably would have had a wide open 3. Hacker needs some good looks because he had to shoot his only attempt of the game from 20 from NBA range.
And that may have been a little bit farther than the NBA range even.
Dalton over now to Kyle Rhodes, back to Pierce. He lines up a 3, off the iron, no good. Iron hasn't been kind to these Eagles.
Neither team burning it up from behind the arc right now.
19-17. Woodford on top, 4:10 to go in the first period. From the Eagles' nest, good crowd in here. I mean, almost capacity crowd.
Yeah, I don't see too many empty seats.
It's not any empty
either way.
seats. Baseline, that shot won't go as tapped up and won't tapped up out and rebounded. Coming down with it, but we're going to have a foul called. And that was ticky-tack, if I must say so.
They call a push on Nash, but I just thought, actually, to be honest with you, Dalton went to the floor on his own accord.
Corey George comes in for Penn. So Hunter Penn checks out. And that was awfully ticky-tack to me. 19-17. Woodford on top, 3:54 to go here. And, of course, I want to tell you tonight that Fantasia Farm is our sponsor. They offer summer camps, birthday parties, and more on over 30 acres in Lexington. Register for camp before The region tournament's over for a $50 discount. Fantasia Farm, proud sponsor, 11th region tournament. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, Darren. Without them, there's Mingua Beef Jerky. There's Nate Valentine looking at his bench, talking to his ball club.
Yeah, he's not happy with his ball club on their defensive glass.
I don't know if you gave us any first quarter
I did not. We went right into it out of the commercial break. Didn't have a whole lot of time there, but early on, both teams doing what they do best, share the basketball. 6 of 11 from the floor for LCA, 2 of 5 behind the arc. They led the rebounding battle 5-3 over Woodford County. LCA had 3 assists on their 6 made field goals. It was 4 points. Outside this is Woodford County. Cromwell with 4, Alexander with 3. Penn failed to score but did some good things. LCA led by Rode with 8, 5 for Brown. They had 5 assists on their 6 made threes.
Brown's got 7 now. He has a basket in this quarter as well. 19-17. The lead is for the Woodford County Yellow Jackets. Johnson has it out front. Over the left side, Dalton. They get it down to Kyle Rode. Double team. Hooks it up and rolls out. Kyle battling, and let's see, it's going to be Woodford County basketball.
Yeah, and Woodford County bench exploding, asking for the same call. They thought Rode was over the back of Hunter Penn.
And Miles DeVore comes in for Mr. Alexander. Alexander has
gave you
played,
some good minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
Good minutes.
5 points off that bench.
Yeah, that's what you get. If you can get that from Justin Alexander, your ball club from Woodford, they feel like they got a shot to win the ball game.
Tabor hands it over to Cromwell. Cromwell back now to Corey George. And let's see, we're going to have a
3
foul.
on Brown.
That's 3 on Baylor Brown. That's also the 5th team foul. And Will Hacker will come in for Brown.
Yeah, they're going to say he was on the floor passing. Looked like he might have been going into the.
That was a good call.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he could have been going into the shooting thing, but they're going to say he was actually in the passing.
Tabor gets it down low. Corey George, power move, up and in. Corey George.
I've seen that out of bounds play about 100 million times. That was run by Happy Osborne over at Georgetown College.
21-17, 4-point lead, the biggest for the Jackets here in the first half. Leading Lexington Christian here at the 11th region. Dalton down low, turns, and it rolls off. There's Kyle Rode putting it up and drawing the foul. Good job by Kyle Rode to get in there and battle and draw the personal foul.
They call that on Corey George, and I didn't think he was the one that made the contact. I thought that was Penn, actually, for Woodford.
That's going to be 2
That's
on
2
George.
on George. That's a big foul on the Yellow Jacket forward.
You put an 83% free throw shooter at the line, and he knocks it down. Kyle Rode drew a lot of metal that time, but
did.
The end result's all that counts when it goes down the net. So 21-18, he can cut this game to 2.
Gary's at meters. He doesn't look like he's not shooting with much arch right now. It looks like he's line driving everything right now. See if this looks better this time. Yeah, that looked a whole lot better.
Yeah, put a little bit more arch.
Yeah, that looked a whole lot better.
He might have heard you over here. I don't think anybody can hear anything on him.
Well, I'm surprised they can hear my voice the way it is right now, too.
2:55 in the second quarter, 21-19. Woodford County by 2, and they have the basketball. They're in the yellow. LCA's in the home white with the blue. Tabor out to, gives it up to Cromwell, back to Penn. Ryan Wilson giving instructions from over here on the Woodford County bench. Here's a steal. Reaching in and still, it's Matt Johnson. He drives to the basket, throws it up, no, and he's going to shoot 2, though. Matthew Johnson.
And again, there's that bad, lazy pass from Tabor. And then Alexander looked like he just tried to get in the way and really not make the contact.
Yeah, it was a little bad pass on Tabor, but that was really great anticipation.
Matthew Johnson. But you can't be lazy with a pass in a game like this. You got to be sharp with your passes. You got to come to meet the pass, too.
Johnson,
the receiver.
Knocked down his first point of the basketball game. Will Hacker is still yet to score, the other player for LCA in double figures at 10.
Well, here's the thing, too. This has been a very ugly scoring quarter for both teams. After we lit it up for 30 in the first quarter combined, we've got 12.
Rob Ulrey just sent us 25-12. Henry Clay after 1 quarter leading Southern.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me there.
So Matthew Johnson ties it up. Cromwell knocked to the floor, and they're diving on the floor, and what's the call? We're going to go give it to LCA.
Said he was on the sideline. No, they called a foul? Wow. A lot of contact on the other side, and then we get the ticky-tack again.
They called that on Alexander.
Yeah. And I just don't get that. I mean, that's a tough call on anybody when you got two players from either side that are going to the floor and really having a lot of contact with each other, and then a reach in that really didn't create any kind of advantage for the opposing team.
Free throw no good by Dalton.
So now if you're a player on both sides, you got to adjust.
Yeah. Corey Rainey is our videographer underneath the basket down there. Getting
got
some
a good shot down there too.
Getting some good shots. 21 all here.
You're talking about Hacker hadn't scored, but Tabor hadn't scored for Woodford County either. So
yeah, well, I'm not sure that's as much as a surprise as Hacker not scoring, but Hacker's got to get some open looks.
Yeah, well, he's right now he's an easy guard, and when I mean by an easy guard, he's standing.
Cromwell, here's the Tabor three, got it. He heard you, Darren. He heard you talking about it.
He went for 28 against Scott County. He did a really nice job in that game. The game that the Jackets almost shocked the world.
24-21, Jackets by 3, minute 40 here in the first half of action.
It's been a good one. We thought it would be, got a foul. I think they got Johnson, I think. I don't know if it's Johnson or if it was Rhodes. They called on Johnson.
Yeah, so Johnson picked it up. That's his first.
They both were there. I didn't think it Johnson for the push-off or Rhodes for an illegal screen.
Both teams are in the bonus, Darren.
Yeah, that's an offensive foul, so it goes.
Cromwell blocked from behind by Johnson, and another foul call. Johnson.
That's the thing that Cromwell can do so well. He can shoot it from three. He can create his own shot on the dribble, and then he can get in the lane because he jumps so well and has an unbelievable strength in the upper body.
I'll tell you, Frankfort they have an unbelievable team. The way they handled, they barely pulled it out 55-50, but I'll tell you what, Frankfort must have a good team.
They have a great team. They have a great team, and Chris O'Brien, the new head coach down there, has really got them playing well. And I'll tell you what, it was an MMA heavyweight title fight. It was that.
8 points for Cromwell. 3 baskets, a couple of free throws, and the lead is the biggest for the Jackets, 5, 25-21. Kyle Rowe will probably try to touch the ball here. They try to go down to him, knocked out. Last touch, they say, by Woodford. It'll go back to LCA. You know that Kyle Rowe's going to touch the basketball. You're down 5 points.
Well, he's at least got to touch it. Whether he scores on this possession, he's got to touch it to set up a teammate.
Out it comes to Walton. Zeke Greer lines up the 3. Back of the rim, though. Gets his own miss. Way out front. Goes over to Hacker. Minute 10 to go in the first half.
We got bodies everywhere.
26-21.
People flying around. See 2 bodies of each side on the ground.
This Walton kid's going to be a good player at LCA.
Double dribble.
He double dribble.
Yep.
I was just going to brag on him and say he's going to be the next big it thing here at LCA, and he's only a freshman.
Yeah. You know, and I talk about guys all over the region. I mean, you know, I predominantly see Woodford County, yes, but there's a freshman down at Frankfort High that's 6'5" and 205 right now.
Yeah. And
Jackson Twombly's his name, and he's averaging almost 8 rebounds a game.
Well, there's also a senior named John Tillman. He's pretty good.
No, that's a man.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Tillman, by the way.
He should be all region.
Yes, sir. Well, and you know what? I think he could go play basketball somewhere. But believe it or not, folks, his best sport is football.
And he's a quarterback, isn't he?
He did this year. He played tight end up until this year.
But he was a quarterback
this year. He was, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Out of necessity.
26-21. He was a good quarterback.
He was.
They give it back to Tabor. Back over now. DeVore got the 3. Miles DeVore, that's his second 3-pointer. The 4th 3-pointer of the half for Woodford. And they lead by 8, 29-21.
I tell you what.
Down low, Johnson
nice
to
take.
The basket.
Nice take.
Won't go. Out front with it, Walton to the basket, and he's going to put it up. No. Battle for it. They tip it over to Hacker. They come now to Kyle Rowe. He lines up the 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Hunter Penn. Big rebound.
Yeah, just long rebounds there a while ago. But you see both teams just really, really getting after it. No, bad shot.
Bad shot. Kyle Rowe comes out there with it. Throws a 3-quarter court, and it's off the backboard.
That almost went in.
Almost went in.
Yeah, buddy.
So 29-21. Woodford County has the lead over the LCA Eagles here at the 11th Region Tournament in front of a packed house here at Lexington Christian Academy, 29-21. The lead is for the Woodford County Jackets, trying to win their 21st ball game. LCA trying to win their 23rd, and right now it's 29-21. And we got the halftime stats as well. We'll be back here to give you the halftime stats and tell you about the first half, some highlights here on PrepSpin.com.
Both teams getting after it. Got bodies everywhere on the floor. Did you see that?
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Some things never change, like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break, and the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game. Call and compare prices
at the Lexington Diagnostic Center.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Introducing Convenience Invisalign by Drs. Durbin, Morris, and Garner.
Why would you trust your smile to one of those online do-it-yourself kits?
Our goal is to make your dream smile a reality. Schedule your 3D scan today.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
This is where it all...
We're back here at Lexington Christian Academy with all the first half stats, Darren Douglas, and we want to tell you that I want to give a shout out to assistant coach Bo Morgan's family and friends watching in his hometown of Franklin, North Carolina, the Woodford County Jackets, and right now Woodford County leads by 8, 29-21, biggest lead they've had. Darren's got a first half look for you for stats.
Yeah, well, there was one that jumped out at me, and I always go and check a couple of different columns on every stat sheet. One, I go and check the rebounding battle, see how things are going. And right now, Woodford County leads in that category 16-13 over LCA. And the Eagles led after one quarter in that category 6-3. So the Jackets out-rebounded them in the second quarter 13-7. And that's why, on a big part, they have that 8-point lead on the board right now. It is the defense, or is the glass. Let's see. They also, the other one I looked at is sharing the basketball and turnovers. Those kind of go hand in hand. 4 turnovers for Woodford County in the first 16 minutes, 3 for LCA. So both teams are taking care of the basketball under tremendous pressure, not only in the game as far as the game situation with the environment, but the fact that it is the opening round of the 11th region tournament, that adds some extra pressure to you. So really good deal for both teams taking care of the basketball. The other stat I look at is assists, sharing the ball. How many times do you share the ball with your teammates? Well, LCA led in that category after the first quarter, 5-3. Woodford County now leads in that category 6-5. So LCA had 0 assists in the second quarter. What does that tell me? That meant that they were starting to really not share the basketball, but starting to look their own shots. They were starting to hunt their own shots, playing individualistic basketball. That's not what Nate Valentine is teaching his kids here at LCA. That's not what they've been about since he's been the head coach. He said, let's share the ball. They didn't do that in the second quarter.
Well, it was a 14-6 second quarter by Woodford County, and they got this. Now they have this. Here's some look at first half highlights. There you see the hustle, and there's a good backdoor by Pierce Dalton. Laid it up and in.
Of course, that's one of the first quarter highlights for them.
There's Cromwell with that nice move, that nice floater in the paint area, knocking it down. And here is a foul
out there somewhere,
Kyle Rowe there battling down low, gets that one to roll in. Kyle didn't have one of his typical. And there's DeVore's 3 out of the left side. He knocked that one down. And here's DeVore again. Ashton Miles DeVore, a couple of threes. So he was a highlight maker in that first half.
10 points for Rode in the first half, though, Gary.
Yeah, on an off night so far.
So far, yeah. I mean, he's averaging 23, so he's really almost halfway to his average. But really, he's 3 of 9 from the floor here in the opening 16 minutes.
Well, this is an 11th region crowd, isn't it? No doubt about it.
Loud.
And proud.
Active. Loud and proud. You need to copyright that.
That's been said before.
Okay, you copyright it.
I got a copyright soup and a sandwich.
There you go.
That's my catchphrase. Right side, LCA will start with a basketball. Let's see what they do here. Road trying to post up low and working into the lane, and ball knocked away from Brown, and Woodford gets a steal right off the bat there.
Yeah, Brown tried to do too much and get into the lane. He had Road available. Just didn't pass it to him.
Cromwell back to Ben Nash. Benny into the lane. Ball knocked away to Penn, to Corey George. George to the basket, floater, rolls in. Nice soft touch there for Woodford County's Corey George, 6 points.
Yeah, I played with his father.
Did he have
how old I am? No, he didn't have that. He didn't have that mid-range game.
Did he have that floater?
No, sir.
Pierce Dalton.
He rebounded machine though.
Kyle Rhodes spinning. Rhodes baseline hook shot, back of the rim, no good, and rebounded. Coming down with it, Corey George, leading rebounder for Woodford County.
Right now, nobody going to the glass for LCA but Rhodes. You got to have somebody else join him.
Lead is 10. That's the biggest for either ball club. 31-21, 6:54 to go in the third quarter. Here to jam-packed LCA.
And this is where Woodford can drive you crazy. They get the lead, and they'll just turn this offense over and over.
Why not?
Right.
Corey George, Penn said, throw it up, but they didn't get it to him. Come over now to his teammate, and that shot put up there by Tabor wouldn't go, and comes off the mark, and here comes LCA. They need a good set here, and they need a good offensive series.
Yeah,
and we're going to have a timeout.
Nate Valentine. Yeah. I think Nate feels right now that his ball club is hunting their own shots. It's like right now it's one pass and it's going up.
That's a good way to put it, Darren. They're hunting their shots. When you see Kyle Rowe down in the low block, uncomfortable with those hook shots or whatever, they are hunting shots. Yeah. LCA's more about passing the ball. And I tell you what, Will Hacker's got to get on track.
He's got one shot attempt here in the ball game so far.
And it was an NBA three.
Right, and you give credit to the guys who have been on him, and that has been Ben Nash and Ashton Miles DeVore. So they've done a nice job of denying him the ball. And he's got to be more active, though, if he wants the basketball. So he can't be standing and be an easy guard. Also, I will say this. We have to give credit where credit's due to make Rhodes uncomfortable. Hunter Penn's had him the last several minutes of the first half, and here in the second half, Corey George started on it.
There's Coach Valentine looking at his ball club. They have the ball, and Pierce Dalton working it across. Dalton over now to Matthew Johnson. He's the son of Terry Johnson. I think they're also a good shortstop. There's Hacker from three. Back of the rim, wouldn't go. Chasing it down is Corey George. He does that a lot.
He does, and again, that was just a rebound where everybody was watching, and he just kept moving.
Penn, down low, Penn, post up, and knocks it down. Nice shot by Hunter Penn. That's his first basket of the game.
Last month and a half, he has really started to come into his own.
The lead is a dozen, 33-21. Getting into a dangerous zone here for LCA. They're down 12, and there's going to be a kick. It's not soccer, like I said.
Yeah.
Ball will go back to LCA and coming into the game.
We used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, if we had to.
Keep it out of the post.
Or we could be like Grayson Allen and just trip people.
Yeah. Well, we won't go there. We'll leave that one alone.
He tripped a lot of people.
Yes, he did.
Kyle Rhodes out top trying to get his ball club back in it. Post up, but knocks it down. Kyle Rhodes.
Yeah, good take. Pretty good wall up, though, by Hunter Penn as well. He just lost his balance.
They need a little bit more of that, and they need a couple of steals here. In the middle, Tabor knocked away. Good hands by Kyle Rhodes, and it went into the hands of Dalton. Rhodes knocked it away.
That's one time you want a bounce pass.
Yeah. Working across is Dalton. Over to Brown. Out top to Tanner Walton. Back it goes, Hacker to the basket, up and in. Nice shot. First basket of the game for Mr. Hacker.
But he moved without the ball and got available.
Yeah. The lead is 33-25. They need, if you're a LCA fan, you're thinking we need more steals. Need the basketball. You're down 8. For a lot of time left in this game, Darren.
8,
4 minutes, 55 seconds in the third.
Long way.
Tabor gets it back to Cromwell. Cromwell back to Tabor. Tabor, here's Corey George, got it.
That kind of sounds the crowd a little bit from LCA. They were starting to get into it a little bit.
That's 8 for Corey George.
Go ahead, Gary.
35-25. The lead is for Woodford. 4:28. Cross court it goes now to Brown. Brown out top to Dalton. Dalton penetrates left side, put it up, no, and rebounded by who else? Mr. George.
I tell you, he's absolutely a beast on the glass. His dad was a great rebounder, but I think Corey might be even better than his daddy.
Got a good nose for the basketball.
Yes, sir.
Nash, who can hit the three, gives it back now to Cromwell. Brandon Cromwell, good student. Nash, you know, most of these kids are honor roll students.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder how many on both these teams have 4.0s.
Nash's reverse shot wouldn't go, and Ryan Wilson did not like that shot.
Nope, got to use the glass.
He just kind of threw it up.
Yeah, try to go straight over the rim to it.
There's Kyle Rode right side. That bounces off and rebounded by Corey George. He's everywhere.
I tell you, he and Hunter Penn over the last 3 weeks have owned the glass against their opponents.
10-point lead for the Jackets. Cromwell to the basket off glass, rolls off. Kyle Rode rips it off. He gets it out now to Hacker. Hacker will stop and pop from 3 in and out. Well, that would have been huge for Hacker, for his confidence, and for LCA would have cut it down to 7.
Yeah, LCA shot 32% in that first half. It's dipping under 30% now.
Out top to Nash. Over to Tabor, left side free throw line extended. Gets it back to Corey George. Over to Penn. He'll line up the three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Brown of LCA.
Yeah, Woodford bench didn't like that either.
No. They're right here to our right, so we can tell what they don't like.
Well, you got a 10-point lead. Make LCA play some defense.
Hacker the three. Missed it. Air ball.
Wow. Both teams right now falling in love with a three-point shot and not shooting it well. You see Woodford.
Chase Widmer checks into the ball game. And Ashton Abramson in for the first time, and Widmer in for the first time.
And you get Alexander and DeVore in for Woodford as well. And we apologize for those uniforms. Those things are highlighter yellow. We apologize.
I don't even have a highlighter over
here. We can't even see. I mean, it's hard to see the numbers.
Well, we know we're close enough we can tell the players.
Yeah, even though we're
Cromwell loses the handle on it on the floor, and we're going to have a foul called, and Nate Valentine better get to the bench there before they put a T on him. And
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
You know, you were talking about how that three would have helped Hacker's confidence, but it would also probably keyed up the LCA offense. The Eagles right now, Gary, before that shot, heading into this at halftime actually, were 1 of 8 from behind the arc. That is 13%.
Yeah.
They shoot it on the year 38% from behind the arc.
Here's a look at Penn posting up and putting up that shot. That was a nice, tough shot by Hunter Penn, and Kyle Rode to the basket.
That was the one where Rode put it on the floor. They help a little late. I thought Penn did a pretty good job of defending. That was just a nice move by Rode.
And Hacker's got to do more of that, go to the basket.
Yeah, and I know he's capable of that, but again, he's the easy guard.
Yeah, Corey George with that mid-range jumper. It's not a lost start in this game, is it?
No, sir.
We've seen a lot of mid-range jumpers in this game. 35-25, Jackets by 10. 2:25 in the third quarter here at LCA. Gary Ball with Darren Douglas. William Warfield, the king of string. Back door, Cromwell gets it back over. There's Alexander. Back, and that shot rolls off. There's Corey George rebounding. Missed the shot. Gets it back again, throws it up, and had it gone, it would have counted, but it'll go to the line.
Woodford just
cleaning the glass.
Well, but you saw what Woodford does undersized. They scolded the glass with four guys. They had every white jersey pushed underneath the rim. They couldn't get back to get a rebound.
I want to shout out to assistant coach Bo Morgan's family and friends are watching in his hometown of Franklin, North Carolina. Free throw off for George. I think when we do LCA games, I know the Hackers have family watching. If they'll just text me or let us know on PrepSpin, and we'll give them a shout out. George knocked down the second one.
This hadn't been a great scoring quarter for either team either, but the Jackets have outscored the Eagles right now 7-4
Yeah,
in this quarter.
Hacker has the layup and Rode has the the shot. 36-25. Rode down the lane, spinning, knocked away. Nash knocked it away. Coming out there, Cromwell. Cromwell to the basket, put it up and no, tapped up and in by Penn. Second basket. The lead is now 13. The biggest lead the Jackets have had. Minute 47 in the third. Dalton flashes through, puts it high off the window, won't go. Rebounded by Miles DeVore.
Tell you right now, LCA must think there's a lid on the basket. They can't get anything to fall.
It's their gymnasium. They're going to have a Hacker foul reaching around. Yeah, they shoot on this gym, on these baskets all the time. So they're used to them.
Yeah, you said he reached around. They got him with the right arm that wrapped around the waist of Alexander. Evidently the left arm was fine. They called him with the right arm. The official made the signal as he was coming up that he had him by the waist. That's where the call came. I know. Either way, he's a foul.
Alexander won't go and flying through. Cromwell with the finish. And timeout. A 15-point lead for the Jackets. 40-25. Leading Lexington Christian. Cromwell with the offensive board and stick back. As we look at that again, there's a shot rolling off, and Cromwell got up over Johnson and banked it home.
Yeah. Right now, I think Coach Valentine is trying to work the officials and maybe somehow, some way, light a fire under his team. His team right now looks shell-shocked. And this is kind of unusual for LCA because you have the experience of Hacker and of Rode that have been here and done that. They've been in big games. But right now, they look shell-shocked as a team completely. Not saying that Rode and Hacker are, but right now, Rode and Hacker have to start stepping up for LCA. Your two best players.
Not a whole lot of time to do that here late in the third quarter, as it's 40-25.
I don't know how much. I think it's a minute something left in the quarter. I think.
It's a minute something, and Woodford County on top. Yellow Jackets 20 wins on the season. Minute 24 is left in the third. LCA trying to get on track here in this jam-packed gymnasium. Great environment for a regional tournament, isn't it?
Both student bodies well represented too.
Right side it goes to Matthew Johnson. He's working there on Alexander. Bounces down low, cutting through, layup up and in for Brown. That's 9 points for Baylor Brown. 40-27. They cut it down to 13. Cromwell. And Nash has the ball. Nash angling right. Trying to get it back over now to the basket. Nash bumped there by Kyle Rode and almost a steal. They're going to give it back to Woodford.
You see Rode, though, he was uncomfortable guarding Nash out away from the basket. He was trying to switch back, and they got caught in that. He doesn't feel comfortable that far on the floor. I don't know why. He's a great athlete.
With the ball is Cromwell. Cromwell double team, gives it out to Miles DeVore.
Oh, missed.
Looking down low is Penn. Handing it back now, gives it out to Miles DeVore. And boy, they're going to give him that three-way out there, but he's going to cross over, bounce over to Penn. Right side, down to 30 seconds, lost a handle on it. And coming out, it's going to be a jump ball and have a little altercation.
Yeah, some frustration.
As Alexander didn't like the extracurricular by Mr. Brown. And
good officiating too, though. All three guys got in there.
Corey George comes in, and going out will be Alexander. 40-27. It's going to be Woodford basketball. Fisher did a good job on that.
That's what I'm saying. They all three got in there. Now they're trying to sit the bench down at the end instead of getting some water.
These are, if you're wondering, these are 9th region officials. Backdoor Cromwell to the basket, blocked by Kyle Rode, and Rode trying to chase it down, but he got the block, but he'll be credited with a block, but he'll also be credited with knocking as we take a look at that again. Backdoor, and here comes Kyle Rode from
nice
behind.
Block, and immediately Brian Wilson And Scott Cromwell jumped up and said, jump stop, head fake, let it go.
Anthony Tabor comes in, and coming out will be Ashton Miles DeVore. Cromwell's got it right side, 20 seconds, 18 seconds. Brandon Cromwell to the basket, kicks it over to Nash. Nash backs it back out of there, 12 seconds. Now they go to Tabor, to Penn. Man-to-man by LCA. Kick it over now to Cromwell. Cromwell to the basket, up and in! Cromwell with 12, averages 14, and that's it for the end of the third quarter, and Woodford County will take a 15-point lead. As we take a look at that again, there comes Cromwell. He saw the young man, Kyle Road, come over and block the shot last time. That time he could see the basketball and where his hand was.
Right.
Knew he wasn't going to block it.
Well, did you see what they did? Are we going to keep it here? We're going to take a break between quarters.
So we'll keep it here.
Keep it right here. But did you see what Woodford did? They spread the floor. They used their quickness. And they used a couple of backdoor cuts. And you have to be aware of that if you're on the baseline covering the two guys on the baseline, because they can go back door on you. And Woodford's such a good passing team that if you turn your head for just a second, your man's gone and they're found for an easy layup. So right now,
Corey George, 7 rebounds in this game.
That's what they're credited for, but he's affected a lot more rebounds than that by going in and getting a hand on it.
Well,
Woodford's actually, oh my, I didn't believe this. 28-17 Jackets on the glass right now.
28-17, so a plus 11. So for LCA to have any kind of chance in this game, that's got to balance out a little bit more.
It's got to balance out.
In the fourth quarter.
And here's the other thing too, Gary. As intense as this game is, there's only been 10 turnovers combined, 5 on both sides. That's good ball handling from the guards from both squads.
The highlight marker, Woodford County, that's the team in the yellow. Looks like highlight markers.
That's what it looks like.
LCA in the white with the blue. Kyle Rowe trying to go to war, up and in. Kyle Rowe saying, okay, we're not done yet. 42-29, they're only down by almost a turnover there, almost a steal by Kyle Rowe.
Yeah, well, they threw it into the corner. Tabor then got a little lazy with it, just kind of holding it down there, and Brown took a swipe at it and almost came away with the steal.
Penn will put it in play. Tabor is in backcourt with Cromwell and Nash. Corey George is open. Let's see if they get it to him. Penn looking for Cromwell. Cromwell in backcourt. Ball knocked away, and it's picked up by Tabor. Tabor, Johnny on the spot, wasn't he? And he, right side, looked like he might have walked.
I think Brown just got his 4th foul. Tell you what, Woodford got a break on a couple of times. Tabor lost his footing, almost walked, got the ball away to a teammate. Before that, Cromwell dribbled it off his foot and saved it on the far side. So
Cromwell, we mentioned he's the son of a former head coach at Henry Clay, the girls coach, Scott Cromwell.
And you want to talk about getting down and getting after somebody, those girls teams under him did that.
Yes, they did. And Corey George to Nash. Gets it over to Penn, and he misses, puts it up, no, and draws the foul, and that will send Penn to the line. Hunter Penn.
Calling on Priest Dalton.
I thought it was Kyle Rowe, but
I
you're
did
right.
too.
They called it on Dalton. They said number 2.
I thought it was 22, but they gave it to 2.
That's the 4th foul on him.
So your 2 starting guards for LCA have 4 fouls.
Penn knocks down the free throw. You're right, Darren. This is a good free throw shooting team, Woodford County.
Well, they come in shooting 68%. They've slacked off over the last couple of weeks.
But the ones that need to be are knocking them down. Penn knocks it down for a 6-point here in the second half. The lead is 44-29. Mitchell, and there's Johnson, and there's going to be a foul, and that's going to go on Penn.
Yeah. That's one of those hand check fouls that they're going to call a block, but
second one on Hunter Penn.
They've let that go on both ends all night.
Lob down low to Kyle Road on the inbound,
That's
put it
nice
up and
play.
in. Nice play to Kyle Road, and he has 16 points now. And here's a steal, and that's going to be a blocking foul, as going down will be Brown. Brown, inadvertent bump there. Yeah, elbow in.
got up underneath Nash as he left the floor to catch the pass. Did you see it there on the screen?
A good official's you're gonna have to give that guy
room
to come down, and that's the only reason Brown was called for that foul, and he has just fouled out of this ball game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. There's no blood, it doesn't look like, but boy, you get hit in the nose, that makes you feel like you're dizzy for days.
That's 5 on Baylor Brown. He leads with 9 points. And that will bring in the freshman, Tanner Walton. There it is right there.
Yeah, they're going to ask him to play some serious minutes. And I'll tell you this, too. 5 fouls on LCA right now, 1 on Woodford County here in the second half. So that's going to be critical.
7:03 to play. And
make it 6 now.
Cromwell's going to be bumped by Dalton.
He's done.
And I think he just fouled out with 7 minutes and 1 second to play.
And I'll tell you this. Now Woodford's in the bonus from this point on.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go on the road in a big game, whether it's a tournament atmosphere, regular season, if you're going to win a big game on the road, you have to get in the bonus as early as possible.
Right. Henry Clay beating Southern big at halftime. So it looks like it's going to be the winner here against Henry Clay Wednesday night at Eastern Kentucky University. Here's a long pass caught by Penn. Penn bounces back out now to Corey George. Pounds the ball down on Road with the left hand. Hands it back to Cromwell. Cromwell bounces back over to Penn. Gives it out to George. Now George back over to Tabor. 6:39 to play. To the basket, and the shot won't go, and a foul's called.
On Johnson.
On Matthew Johnson, and Corey George will go to the line, shoot 2.
I think that's 3 on Johnson.
That's exactly right. That's third foul.
You
on
got
Johnson.
5 guys on the floor for Woodford can handle the ball. George and Penn, yeah, they go as a forward and a center, but they can step out and handle the ball 25 feet away from the basket. Just
Corey
like
George, not only in double figures in rebounding, that's double figures in scoring. Going to have a double-double. Missed the free throw, and on the floor, and George
got a dig out,
trying to reach in, and they're going to give it the possession rule. We'll give it. That was just a hustle play there by Corey George, just out hustling the LCA.
That's something that never will be shown in the stat sheet. I would wish they would go to that and give those kind of plays in the official stat sheets. Coaches know about it. We know about it because we played.
Cromwell to the basket.
Wow.
He's going to be bumped, and that foul's going to be on Zeke Greer.
Yeah. Woodford right now just able to turn the corner on the dribble out of LCA's man-to-man.
That will send Cromwell, an excellent free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's an 81% foul shooter on the year. Bless you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Cromwell got it.
Big possession coming up for LCA right here. You got to get some points. And Kyle Rode and Will Hacker have to get a touch.
Free throw rolls in. That was a nice soft touch. That's a total of 14 now for Brandon Cromwell. That's his average. Hacker, left side out to Kyle Rode. Rode penetrating. Back to Hacker. Hacker stops and pops from 3. That's off the mark and rebounded by Hunter Penn. He plays much bigger than 6'3".
Yeah. This has been the whole story of the night. Woodford's dominated the glass.
47-31. Hunter Penn to the block. Good block there by the freshman, Walton. And he throws it away. Nash has got it for Woodford. Bounce pass now to George. He waits on Rode, and a foul called on Kyle Rode.
Yeah,
Kyle talking, giving a little senior leadership to the freshman, Tanner Walton.
Yeah, Walton never knew the traffic behind him. And it's so loud in here that one of his teammates could be hollering, man behind you, probably never heard it.
So timeout on the floor with 5:52 to go. 47-31, Woodford County on top. And we'll be back here on PrepSpin.com.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingua's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At the line will be Woodford County, and it will be Corey George shooting 2. He has already 12 points, missed the free throw. Corey also has 10 rebounds, 47-31, 5:52 to play in this 11th region tournament. Free throw rolls in there for George. 48-31, this is the biggest lead Woodford's had, 17 points.
Yeah, it's just been methodical too.
Zeke Greer looking for cutters, out to Kyle Rowe, back to Zeke Greer. Greer to the basket, kicks it in the corner. Matthew Johnson shot an air ball, and Hunter Penn pulls it out of there.
Good job of blocking out on the backside by Corey George, blocking out Kyle Rowe.
Kyle Rowe, and Nash plays catch with Cromwell. Cromwell to the basket, won't go, and
they're going to be guilty of reaching.
Kyle Rowe, and he's going to be fouled. Foul on Cromwell.
Usually when a good shooter gets an open look and leaves one short like that, and he comes back and commits a foul, he's mad at himself because he missed the shot, number 1, but number 2, he's probably mad at himself because he didn't pull it back out.
5:18 to play in this one. 48-31. Of course, Jonas wins tonight for the semifinals of the 11th Region Boys Tournament here on PrepSpin. Down low, shot by Walton, up and in, the freshman.
Good take by Walton there.
Penn, Hunter. He's going to be fouled in backcourt.
By Greer. I'm wondering if this is a strategy because they look like Greer, just when he got past him, just decided he's going to reach out and tap him on the wrist.
Only the second on Greer.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if Coach Valentine's implementing this right now to see if Woodford will hit free throws or not.
Yeah, double bonus for Woodford already.
Yeah.
Woodford's only committed 2 team fouls. Penn knocked it down.
Because I don't know how, LCA's down to 1 timeout, so he's trying to save timeout, so this may be a strategy.
Hunter Penn, good look at him there, and he missed it.
Yeah, fell back off the line. Got to stay there, guys.
I think he knew the camera was on him.
Maybe.
That was a close-up. Kyle Rhodes spinning. Rhodes, and he's going to be fouled. That'll be the 3rd foul against Woodford. They were calling for travel.
Yeah. That was close. That was one of those that you play through the contact on the dribble.
3rd foul on Corey George.
He's done a good job. He has been, for the most part, on Kyle Rhodes most of the night.
Kyle Rhodes, and free throw off the mark.
He's missed 2 free throws tonight. Write this date down, because I wonder how many games in his career he's missed at least 2 free throws or more.
Has 16, looking for a 17th point, and he got it. Kyle was 17. He averages 23. 49-34. Woodford by 15. 4:47 to go in this basketball game here at LCA. 11th region tournament. Penn dunks it wide open.
Good look from Brandon Cromwell.
Walton fakes to the basket and wave it off before the shot. Here's showtime here by Hunter Penn. Throws it down.
And that young man missed about 3/4 of the season last year as a freshman.
Only a sophomore. He's good to build around for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Kyle Rhodes out of the corner. Won't go. Hacker with the rebound. Sticks it back up and in. Yeah. Good backside rebound by Will Hacker.
That's only 4 points for him tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, 4 points all in the second half. Tabor across the line. Throws it away. Last tip by LCA with
Well,
4:18 to play, a 15-point lead for Woodford, 51-36.
What Woodford doesn't need to do, Gary, for our viewers out there, is they don't need to get in a hurry. They've got the lead. The clock is their friend.
And they got the ball handlers. Frankfurt leads Dunbar at the end of the third, 51-41. We told you about Henry Clay all over Southern by 25 points at half.
And I'm disappointed we haven't gotten an update over there in Richmond either.
Madison Central, Scott County, and there's a three-pointer. It's good out of the corner by Cromwell.
Wow.
That's 17 for Cromwell. Quickly the other way, up and in there. Nice job by Walter. That kid's, I told you, that kid's going to be a player now. He's going to get bigger. Abramson in the ball game, and there's a shot thrown up by Tabor, no good.
That's not a good take by Tabor.
Lead out to Hacker. He'll stop from three. Got it, Hacker.
Not a good take by Tabor because you don't get a basket and you give up a three on the other end.
54-41. Cromwell, they got good ball handlers. Just going to hold the ball right now. And quick foul on Corey George.
And George has shot the ball from the foul line pretty well tonight, Gary.
You mentioned his season stats for Corey George from the free throw line. Just 58%.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, too, about this Woodford team. They've played together since their 5th grade year, basically, this group. Not only that, but they've had the exact same starting lineup for 28 out of the 30 games.
Continuity.
Yeah, the only guy that missed games was Corey George because he had strep throat for 2 games. That's been it.
We got a timeout with Woodford leads 56-41 by 15 over LCA here at Lexington Christian. And we'll tell you that coming up Wednesday night, we'll have the semifinals of the 11th region. I'm not sure of our girls' 11th region action Thursday. Friday night will be the boys' 11th region final at 8 o'clock. That's a different time this year. 8 o'clock at Eastern Kentucky will be the region final. And then Sunday in the evening, 6:30 and 8 o'clock will be the girls' regional semifinals.
Well, the only game we're sure about anything that we're doing on line with PrepSpin is an audio broadcast for sure with Dunbar and Woodford County's girls. And they played about 3 weeks ago, and Woodford knocked off the Lady Bulldogs in the same gym they play at on Thursday night, 64-57. So
Frankfurt leads Dunbar 51-41. Henry Clay leads 48-23. That was the last score we had. So over there at Henry Clay, if you would, please update us on that game. We know Henry Clay's going to win it, but we just need to know how much. So that will set up a showdown Wednesday night. We don't know about the Madison Central Scott County game. 56-41. Woodford on top. LCA has the basketball. Chase Widmer. Out it comes Abramson with the three-pointer off the mark. Rebounded there by Hunter Penn. Nash very quickly works it right side, and that shot won't go. Rebounded on the miss, though. Good job there by Ashton Miles DeVore to get his own miss. There's a steal by Kyle Rode, and we're going to have a layup up and in for Rode. That's 19 now. Check it, 19 for Kyle. 56-43.
And again, our young people out there, you have to understand when you're having a pass thrown to you, you just don't stand there. There are going to be defenders flashing in front of stuff. You got to go meet the pass. Little mistake by Ben Nash there.
Do your coaching there, will you, Darren?
Yes, sir.
That's a coaching you're coming at.
It's a coaching point. You have to go meet the pass, because if you don't, you're going to get a steal like you got a minute to go.
Cromwell knocks it down, as he generally does. I show him 5 for 5 at the line. Well,
he's an 81% foul shooter.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say this, the final 3 minutes of a game, it goes up to about 93%.
That's a good point.
Yes, sir.
And he missed that one.
Of course, I jinxed him just now.
Yeah, you said that, the old broadcaster jinx. Cromwell. It's 57-43 Woodford, 2:47 to go. The winner of this game goes to the Final Four of the toughest region in the state of Kentucky, the 11th region. And they play Wednesday night at Eastern.
That foul on George is his 4th.
Okay. To the basket, the freshman. Boy, I tell you, this Walton kid's going to be special now.
Yeah.
6 points.
Woodford's trying not to foul on the drive.
Cromwell. They don't want to foul him because he's such a good free throw shooter. Down low to Tabor, off glass in. Excuse me. That was Miles DeVore, wasn't it?
Yeah, Miles DeVore.
DeVore. Yeah, I had the wrong player there. Excuse me for that.
Nice look by Cromwell as well.
59-45. The lead is 14. And that gives us plenty of time to tell you about our sponsors tonight. Of course, Rafferty's, Whitaker Bank. Also, we want to tell you about Fantasia Farm as our sponsor tonight. They offer summer camps, birthday parties, more on 30 acres in Lexington. Register for camp before the start of the end of the region tournament, $50. And also, we'd like to remind you that the iam3rd.org is their website. iam3rd.org is Fantasia Farm's website.
Still a lot of time left, though, Gary.
Walton kicks it over to Zeke Greer. He lets it fly off the mark. Rebounded, and let's see what the call is. And
they call a holding foul on Hunter Penn.
Hunter Penn picks it up. That'll be number 4 on him and number 6 on the Jackets with 2:14 to play. Walton.
Moving screen on Road.
Moving screen, Kyle Road as
he stuck his shoulder out there as I believe it was Ashton Miles DeVore was going by.
That's 2 on Kyle. Yeah. 59-45. They were looking to get a 3 to Hacker out of the corner before that foul on Kyle Road.
Look how spread the floor is for Woodford. Making this zone press hard to come up. Nice play by Cromwell.
Cromwell, good ball handler. 2 minutes to play. And Cromwell is going to be fouled, and you will send a 83% free throw shooter to the line, but he did miss his last attempt.
He did, but that's on Hacker, and that's the 3rd on Hacker. Tell you what, Woodford's game plan was evident from the beginning, Gary, right here. They were going to spread the floor offensively, make LCA play man-to-man. They started zone, then came out of it, went man-to-man because Woodford got so hot from behind the arc early.
Free throw, nothing but net for Cromwell. Brandon, a honor roll student, and Center College, among others, looking at him. You mentioned
Maryville.
Yep,
out of Tennessee.
Got them both.
Trying to talk my boys over at Georgetown to look at him as well. Pretty good academic.
That's 20 points for Cromwell.
Got a quiet 22, though.
And a 3-pointer for Walton, no. Tapped around, and we're going to have a foul call. It's going to go on Woodford. It'll be their 17th foul.
Wow.
Bonus. Kyle Rowe will be up there.
Yeah. They called Nash for a push, and all I saw was bodies up in the air going for the basketball. Nobody with a hand on anybody for both sides.
Kyle Road. 1+1, and free throw, no good. Rebounded by Corey George.
He's missed 3 tonight. That just floors me.
Comes over to Miles DeVore. Over to Nash. He's knocked to the floor. Rowe picks it up. Hacker in the front court, and battling there, and we're going to have it's going to be out of bounds. Hacker's out of bounds. They're going to say he touched the ball out of bounds. They're going to give it to Woodford County with 1:31 to play, and Hunter Penn is going to go out of the ball game. They've got in the game now Cromwell,
George.
And they got Corey George.
They brought Tabor in for him.
Nash, Tabor.
You got all ball handlers down on the floor. All guards.
5 of them. Nash. Ben works in the front court. Ben Nash low on the dribble. Kicking it in the corner to Miles DeVore. 1:18 to play. Corey George over to Nash. And he dribbled it off his leg. And we're going to have a whistle.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to call it
they call it way outside. And the official on the bottom had a ball go out of bounds.
Yeah.
So a guy from 45 feet makes that call. Oh, well.
1:12.
If you're Woodford, though, you want to make them chase. You didn't have to go underneath like that.
Zeke Greer to Hacker. Hacker throws up a 3. It's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Cromwell. Foul called on Hacker.
Tell you what, I don't know what LCA shot from behind the arc in this game. At halftime, we know they were 1 of 8. So I think they've hit at least 1, maybe 2 this half.
1 on my sheet.
So they're 2 of whatever from behind the arc. And that has not been the MO for LCA all year.
Well, I tell you, every time I've seen Woodford County this year, they're a very good basketball team. That's what I was telling people over here before the game. I saw them almost beat Scott County in the Toyota. You did that game, and I saw them beat a good Douglas team.
They throttled a good Douglas team.
They did.
About 34.
This team's legit.
And what makes them so dangerous, Gary, and again, we talk about this on anybody, and especially when you get to the postseason, you got to have good guard play. You got Cromwell, you have Nash, you have Tabor that start. Then you bring in Ashton Miles DeVore.
Alexander is getting ready to check in.
Actually, Ryan Duke, actually.
Oh, Ryan Duke.
Yes,
sorry.
It's all right. Well, he's blonde-headed. They're both blonde-headed. They're both seniors. You were in the neighborhood. You're okay.
I didn't see his number. I just saw his head at the table.
You've seen Ryan Duke before. The problem is he's got a football helmet and gear on normally.
Yeah. Free throw is good by Cromwell.
Going to get another senior in the ballgame. Ben Nash comes out, one of the seniors.
That's 21 points for Cromwell. I was just double checking with the official score for Woodford sitting right next to him.
Yeah, you got 6 seniors on this team. You got one going in now, Alex Morgan, son of the guy sitting next to us here on the right. You got Justin Alexander going in. Corey George comes out. Duke's going in for Cromwell. He's the 6th senior on this team. And it's just, this team likes to have a lot of fun. They are a very loose bunch. And, you know, does this result, as far as the win, surprise me? No. The size of it.
Alex Morgan in there, senior. Yep. Free throw knocked down by Cromwell coming in. That's Duke, Ryan Duke. Also in the game, as you said, Darren, is Mudd.
Yeah, Sidney Mudd, junior.
Zeke Greer across the line to the basket, hanging, missing. Rebounded by Walton, and he sticks it up, but he's fouled. And that will send Tanner Walton, who has 6 points here in the second half, to the line. But I tell you what, Woodford County 63, LCA 45. Woodford County is going to go to the Final Four of the 11th region.
Well, we thought that this 11th region was about as even as it could be. I mean, Scott County, even with Michael Marino, I think is vulnerable right now, psychologically more than the physical gift they got.
Brian White is in there for
freshman, yeah.
Woodford.
Was 5'11" and a freshman. He's going to be good too for Woodford. When I talk about players to Coach Ryan Wilson, he just gushes with compliments for Brian White, who's attached to Anthony Tabor at the hip during practice to soak up what Tabor's doing.
Ryan Duke cross on Xavier Brown. Give it back out now to Mudd. Now to Duke, and it's stolen away with the basketball is LCA. They're deep to the basket, throwing it up. Won't go. Xavier Brown with a power move up and in. We saw that kid, haven't we?
Yeah.
He's a football player. We saw him in the middle school championships last year. Xavier Brown.
Jeffrey Selby, number 14 in wide end for LCA. So both teams have emptied the bench, Gary.
19 seconds, and Duke 63-49. They're going to dribble it out, and LCA will let them, and Woodford County will take a 21-10 record in the regional semifinals Wednesday night as they knock off LCA 63-49 behind 21 points from Brandon Cromwell, and it was just a terrific outing. Kyle Rode finishes out a spectacular career with, I show him unofficially with 19 points tonight, but we'll get the official stats from Randy Bailey and WL Stats. And it was a great effort here by LCA, the guards, and they spread it out. And I tell you what, 19 points by Kyle Rode, 9 rebounds. And Corey George had 13 points, and they missed a few rebounds. They only got him with 8.
Yeah.
They missed a couple of rebounds. So anyway, 63-49, Woodford County wins it over LCA. And Darren, that sets up a Final Four matchup Wednesday night between Henry Clay. They were a big winner tonight over Southern.
And it was a matchup about 3 weeks ago for Woodford County against Henry Clay. And it was one of those games where it was a back-to-back with Scott County, Henry Clay for Woodford County on their schedule. And I asked Coach Wilson, I said, what were you thinking when we made the schedule out at times? But I told him, that game was a 7-point game by Henry Clay. It was actually a really close game throughout. Henry Clay hit some free throws down the stretch for that 7-point win. So that one should be a good one on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, let's take a break and try to come back, get some finals. We know that Henry Clay was a big winner over Southern. Also, Frankfort was leading in their ball game over Dunbar. We want to try to get a central Scott County score. We'll be back here on the PrepSpin and give you the final stats and wrap it up.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Some things never change, like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it.
This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Here at Lexington Christian Academy, where tonight the Eagles fell to Woodford County by a score of 63-49. And I tell you what, just a great effort by Woodford County. Darren, you got to be ecstatic. I know you've been following Woodford County all season on PrepSpin's Mixler audio app. And was this about as good as they could play? Are they back to midseason form now?
They're close. They ran into a mid-season schedule that was just absolutely ridiculous. And I say ridiculous because that January schedule for the middle of January was unbelievable by Coach Ryan Wilson. Earlier in the year, they played St. X when St. X was undefeated at home. They played Ashland, who's down a little bit, but Ashland is always Ashland, you know.
Yep.
They went to Florida, played in a tournament down at Father Lopez in Florida, and went 2-1 down there. Their only loss was a 9-point loss to a team out of Brooklyn that all were 6'5" or taller and long and lean, and really it was a close ball game throughout, talking to people like that, and they blew out a team from Florida and blew out a team from South Carolina. So, and then they played Trinity, played Scott County twice, and then they played Henry Clay. So, in that Toyota Classic, they played Lafayette and Frederick Douglass. So, there wasn't a weak schedule there towards the end, but when you play as much as these guys have played over the years, ma'am. Oh, sure.
And by the way,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you a final. You want a final?
I want a final.
I told you this would be a blowout.
Yeah,
82 to 57.
Yep.
Henry Clay. So it'll be Henry Clay and Woodford Wednesday night. We're waiting to get a final. You're supposed to be getting a score from Franklin or from Scott County.
I've been trying, man. I tell you, my boys are letting me down.
Yeah, and William got us a score on that Frankfurt game at the end of the third quarter. So we're trying to get a final on that. But we'll have all the action for you from the Eastern Kentucky University. We will have the 11th Region semifinals, 6:30 and 8 o'clock. Here's some highlights from the game. There's Kyle Rowe down there battling. And
they just didn't have enough to go with him tonight. Will Hacker had to have his usual game and good defense from Woodford County on the night, kept the ball out of Hacker's hands, and he became an easy guard by just standing still and instead of moving without the basketball. So, Woodford took away one of the scores, and they came in with the idea like, okay, we're going to let Road get his. We're not going to let anybody else join him. And it's easier. Adolph Rupp always said it was easier to shut the other four down than the one really great player.
Yeah,
that's what Woodford did tonight.
Woodford County showed a good team ball tonight. They got good balance. Look at give the stats here,
I'll give
Darren.
the stats here, brother.
You see better than me. You got the reading glasses on. So
well, my eyes aren't much better than yours, but we'll give you some stats here. We'll give you first for LCA. They led by Kyle Road as expected. Road had 19 points tonight, 7 of 16 from the floor tonight. He was 0 of 3 from behind the arc. And when's the last time Kyle Rhodes missed 3 free throws in the game? He was 5 of 8 from the foul line. He finished tonight with 9 rebounds, only 1 offensive rebound for Kyle Rhodes. Baylor Brown finished with 9. He fouled out. He was perfect from the field, 4 of 4 from the field tonight for Baylor, but he fouls out midway through the third quarter, I believe, too. He finishes with 9, 7 points for Will Hacker, 6 points for Tanner Walton, 2 points for Matthew Johnson, Pierce Dalton, and Drew Johnson. And they were the only players to score for Lexington Christian. Eagles shoot tonight 18 of 50 for 36% from the floor. They were 2 of 18 from behind the arc for 11%.
There's a throwdown by Penn on the highlights as we look at those. And there's Cromwell finding Hunter Penn, and that was one of the exclamation points on this game.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see what else. Let's see, 7 turnovers tonight for LCA. They had 8 assists, a couple of block shots, and 6 steals. They only got to the free throw line tonight 13 times. They hit 9 of them. They had 27 total rebounds.
Great balance tonight by Henry Clay. Marquez Warwick had 21 points. And
their leading scorer, too.
White had 16, so as they win 82-57.
Woodford County had 2 players in double figures tonight. 22 points for the senior Brandon Cromwell, 6 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 1 from behind the arc. He was 9 of 10 from the foul line.
All right, hold on here.
Okay.
Final. Scott County 77, Madison Central 66. That's a final.
Yeah, that's a final.
So Scott County. So we got a final on that.
All right, finally.
Not thanks to you, Darren.
Well, hey man, I had people lined up. They let me down. That ain't my fault.
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, 22 for tonight for Cromwell, but he had 5 assists tonight to go along with those 22 points. So he shared the basketball as well.
So those are your final. We don't have the Frankfurt final. It's the only final we don't have.
Yeah,
so
we'll try to figure that one out real quick here. 13 points for Corey George tonight to go along with 8 rebounds. That tells part of the story for Corey George. Kyle Road had to work for all 19 of his points tonight, and that was due mostly to the guarding of
But we've got
Corey
3
George.
of the 4 finals.
Yes,
we
sir.
got Scott County, we got Henry Clay, and Woodford County. We're just waiting on that Frankfurt final to come in, but we may not get that before we get off here tonight.
And Frankfurt was up 10 at halftime.
Yeah. No, they were up 10 at the end of the third quarter.
End of the third quarter, okay.
And here it was, they changed the score. It was 60, now it's 62-49.
Yeah.
It was 63. So
Yeah. Oh, well.
62-49.
Not a big difference between 1 point and that, but 13 for George. 9 tonight for Hunter Penn, who played well. He had 4 rebounds to go along with those 9. I'm sorry. He had 9 rebounds to go along with those 9 points.
Yeah.
So a near double-double for the sophomore for
Hunter
Woodford
Penn,
County.
yeah.
3 points for Ben Nash, 3 points for Anthony Tabor, 5 for Justin Alexander. Gave the Jackets a lift in the first half with some really hustle plays and some effort plays. 3 points. As I mentioned,
and Frankfort won 55-45. That's a final. So
wow.
Frankfort, it'll be Henry Clay, Woodford County, Frankfort, and Scott County. Those will be 2 good semifinal games just the day after tomorrow. I mean, everybody's thinking, when are these semifinals? They're Wednesday night at Eastern Kentucky. We got I'll tape the Scholastic Ball Report tomorrow night, Tuesday night. And by the way, you LCA fans watching, we got the LCA National Championship cheerleaders on the show this week. Coach Bailey and her national champions, and we also have Lincoln County on the show.
Girls?
Of course, the girls, one of the top teams in the state with Emma King going to UK.
And they've hung the only loss on the #1 team in the state right now, Scott County, earlier in the Toyota Classic.
Well, that'll do it for us, unless you got some more.
Well, the only thing I was going to say, Woodford County wins the battle of the boards 36-27. It shows you when you block people out and get position and do your work early on the glass.
They were the aggressor tonight.
You would get rebounds. And I'll point this out. It's the 41st district against the 42nd district. Scott County's out of the 42nd, so is Henry Clay, and the 2 41st district teams.
Everybody
match up
over at Henry Clay
Friday
Friday night said these 2 teams could play again. Well, we'll find out. Woodford County and Frankfort will have a lot to say about that.
They will.
Wednesday night. Join us on PrepSpin at 6:30 Wednesday night, as we will have Henry Clay and Woodford County, and then Frankfort and Scott County, the 11th Region Tournament. That does it for us. For William Moorfield, the King of Stream, Joe Rainey and Big Joe up there, our videographers, for Darren Douglas. This is Gary Ball. Your final score, Woodford County 62, LCA 49. Join us Wednesday night for 11th Region semifinal basketball here on PrepSpin.com.
You want these final stats? There it is. It is.